Now, monetary aggregates. So, see, actually, normally people get confused by studying this thing. Okay, so don't get confused. I've just made it very simple. Be very attentive. I am not asking you to study all the components which are present in M0, M1, M2, M3, etc. because it's very confusing. Just understand four things. These are monetary aggregates. Monetary aggregates means what? These are the measure of the money available in the economy. Okay, RBI has printed a currency of 1 lakh crore rupees, for example. Now, RBI should know, like I have issued 1 lakh crore rupees, but where is it located now? Some money will be in the hands of people, okay. Some money will be in the bank deposit, some money will be in the post office deposits, okay. So, money is located in different places. So, these aggregates, these monetary aggregates or M0, M1, these by calculating this thing, RBI will come to know, okay, this much money is located in the hands of public, this much money is held in the bank accounts, in the demand account, demand deposit, this much money is located in the banks in the like FDs or term deposits, okay, this much money is located in the post office saving deposits, okay. So this is just a like measurement of where is the money located, this M0, M1, M2, etc. Now, they'll be confusing you with the terminologies. M0 means monetary base or reserve money. So this is the money that is printed by RBI. Okay, basically the money in circulation. So it's known as monetary base or reserve money. It is having some other name. Can somebody tell? M0 is having another name other than the monetary base or reserve money. Some powered money. What powered money? High powered money. Okay. So high powered money is also another terminology. They may give you, instead of this monetary base or reserve money or M0, they may give you the term like high powered money. So be very vigilant about such terms. So that's about M0. Now M1 and M2 are narrow money. M3 and M4 are broad money. Okay. So just tell me whether M1 is more liquid than M3 or not. M3 is less liquid. Why M3 is less liquid? Just tell me M2 or M3, which is more liquid. I mean, what is liquidity? Liquidity means nothing. A money, an asset which can be encashed very soon. Okay. For example, I am having a property, but I cannot, if I cannot sell that property immediately, it is less liquid. Okay. I need 1 lakh rupees as cash. I am having a house, I am having a plantation which is worth say 10 crore rupees, but suddenly its sale is not taking place. Okay. There is no buyer for it. Because of that, I am not having even 1 lakh rupees in my hand because my assets are less liquid. Okay, you're getting the point, right? Now, if you're coming to the banking terminologies, M2, what is this M2? I mean, I'll come from M1. M1 mainly includes demand deposits within banks. These are not having, these are not like FDs or something, like fixed deposit which are depositing for 3 years or 5 years. Demand deposit means anytime you can take your money from, like even from ATM you can withdraw. When you are withdrawing money from the ATM, you are withdrawing the money from the demand deposits, I mean saving deposits, okay. You are having a saving deposit, it's a demand deposit through a cash or through an ATM, through a withdrawal slip. You can anytime without having any penal interest rate, you can get your money back. So M1 mainly deals with demand deposit with the banks. So anytime it can be liquidated, right? So it's more liquid. Then M2, it mainly deals with short duration time deposit. For example, you have put your money in a fixed deposit, but you have put it for 1 year. Okay. So less duration, I mean those fixed deposits which are having a small, I mean or less maturity date, like maybe 1 year or less than 1 year, such kind of money is dealt by M2. Okay. So it is it is not in demand deposit account, it is in the fixed deposit account. So it is less liquid than M1, right? It is in the FD account, though its maturity is less, but still it is in the FD. At the end of this 1 year only you can take that money back. Okay. Now come to M3. M3 is the broadest measure of money supply. M3 contains large time deposits. Okay. The fixed deposit in which you have put the money, this FD is having a maturity of say 3 years or 5 years. Okay. In M2 we told that the maturity of that fixed deposit was less than 1 year or something like that. Okay, less maturity date, but the maturity is say 5 year or 3 year. I mean more than the period of M2. So these are included in M3. So only after 5 years you can get your money back. So it is less liquid, right? So it is less liquid than like M2. So from M0 to M4, when we move, liquidity decreases, right? Now M4 means all the things what are included in the M3 plus deposit with the post offices. Now it became simple, right? So only this much you need to know about the monetary aggregates. So post office deposits comes under M4. Now there is one qualifier, whether this post office accounts deposits includes national saving certificates. No. So they may give you like M4 or monetary aggregate 4 includes all the components which are present in the M3 plus all post office saving deposits. Is it true or false? It's false because it's not all post office deposits excluding the national savings certificates. Okay, national savings certificates are a particular like fixed deposit kind of thing in post offices. Okay, you can deposit your money for say 5 years. Normal NSC is for 5 years. Okay, you are depositing your money for 5 years in post office. That comes under the scheme called National Savings Certificate or NSC, but that is not included in M4. So that's the thing about monetary aggregates. Now we are going to see more advanced thing about banks. So this thing we have already seen, the banking classification of India, but in general you understand that normal banks in India, the entire banks in India are regulated by a few acts. One, Banking Regulation Act, we told that banks are given license under this act. Then RBI Act of 1934, for example, RBI does the monetary policy like things like repo rate, reverse repo rate, or manages this monetary policy through RBI Act of under the provisions of RBI Act of 1934. Then Foreign Exchange Management Act, Payments and Settlement Systems Act 2007, Deposit Insurance Act 1961. So these are the few acts which are used to regulate the banks in India. So just have that thing in mind, no need to mug up and all, just have this fair idea. Now commercial banks. So in a banking organization that deals with deposits and loans, we already know that bank will collect the deposit, bank will lend us loan. So commercial banks are having, we are like public sector banks, private sector banks, RRBs and foreign banks. We already told that thing. Now another area. So apart from the normal banks, we told that we are having scheduled banks, non-scheduled banks, commercial banks, cooperative banks, under commercial banks, public sector bank, private sector bank, foreign bank, etc. Now RBI at times will give some responsibility to some particular banks to improve the financial inclusion. Normally the commercial banks are not interested to establish their banks in rural areas, because rural area means like it's not profitable for the bank. Okay, because rural areas are having maybe small industries, cottage industries, or agriculture, farming and all. So they may not be like they may be taking loan, but they may not be paying it back. So it will be a loss affair for the bank. So normally banks are not interested in setting up their banks in rural areas. They will be more interested in setting up in cities. So RBI in say 1969 introduced a scheme called lead bank scheme. In that, what RBI has done is, RBI will ask a particular bank, maybe public sector bank or a private sector bank. RBI will ask that particular bank, okay, you do all the like credit creation in this rural area. For example, it may be a district, or it may be like a collection of a few villages. RBI will tell SBI, okay, RBI is mandating SBI that, okay, it's your responsibility to take care of all the credit requirements of all these villages. Okay, so that particular bank is the lead bank. Now don't get confused that only lead bank will be giving credit to that particular area. That lead bank will be coordinating all the like credit creation activities. That lead bank will be forming a consortium. There may be other banks also. Okay, there may be small banks like say like Karur Vaishya Bank or ICICI Bank or any other banks. Okay, there may be many other banks, but this lead bank will form a consortium. For example, a committee. They will be forming a committee by including members from all these banks, and they will tell that, okay, we'll plan a new scheme. We'll be creating more banking awareness in this village or district. We'll be we'll be giving loans at a much concessional rate to this village. So that will lead to the better financial literacy, better financial inclusion, better credit creation in that particular district or that particular area. So this is known as a service area approach. RBI has mandated a particular bank to look up a particular area. So that area is known as service area. That approach is known as service area approach. So it was introduced in 1969. So it was recommended by Gadgil study group. Okay. So the committees found that rural areas were not able to enjoy the benefits of banking. So to get the banking activities more prominent in the rural areas, lead bank scheme of RBI was introduced in 1969. So now what type of a bank will be selected for this? A bank having relatively large network of branches in rural areas or district. Okay, there is no point in selecting a small bank for this. Okay, that bank may not be having the capacity to set up branches in the rural areas. Okay, so a big ticket bank or a prominent bank like ICICI or HDFC or SBI, they will be asked to do this rural coordination operation. So that's about lead bank scheme. Then about foreign banks, we know that okay, they may be having their headquarters in some other country, but they will be having branches in our country. HSBC, Citibank, etc. are the examples. Now about NABARD. So NABARD was created in 1982. So we know that NABARD was created for agriculture upliftment and for rural development. So previously RBI was having its agricultural credit department, rural planning credit cell. I mean, for improving the agriculture, RBI had a particular department. For improving the rural credit, RBI had a particular department. In 1982, RBI merged all these rural and agriculture related departments of RBI and then they formed NABARD. So it was in 1982 for agricultural finance and rural development. Now, which is the apex bank for the cooperative banks in the country? Keep that in mind. I'll come to this point later. Okay, which is the apex bank for the cooperative banks in the country. Now next, SIDBI. SIDBI is nothing. It's just a bank for giving more credit to MSMEs. What is the full form of MSMEs? Micro and small and medium industries. Okay, so these are small industries which are having very less investment in plants and machinery, etc. So for promoting such industries, there was an act created in 1990 for the creation of SIDBI, and they will be giving funds to these MSMEs because MSMEs are having low profile. So normal commercial banks may not be giving money for these MSMEs because bank will feel like, okay, if I am giving money to this particular small industry, they may not repay it back. Okay, so for ensuring the availability of small cottage industries and MSMEs, SIDBI was created in 1990. Now there is an associated or subsidiary of SIDBI that is called Mudra Bank. So it's a subsidiary of SIDBI. It will be for refinancing those banks which are giving money to these MSMEs. For example, HDFC Bank has lent say 2000 crore in a financial year to certain MSMEs. Okay, but out of this 2000 crore, these MSMEs repaid only say 500 crore. So in that financial year, 1500 crore is a loss for the HDFC Bank. Why? What is the reason? They have lended to, like RBI told that you lend to these MSMEs. So we have lent, but we are not getting our money back. Out of the 2000 crore we have lent, we got only 500 crore back. Now this Mudra Bank will be paying that money to the HDFC Bank. So that is refinancing. Okay. So that otherwise, if such a facility is not there, means next year onwards, no bank will lend to MSMEs. Okay. So SIDBI is a body which will be lending to these MSMEs and all, and Mudra Bank is a subsidiary of SIDBI. I mean 100% it is owned by SIDBI. The SIDBI, the Mudra Bank will be refinancing the NBFCs or cooperative banks or any other banks which had lent to these MSMEs but did not get their money back. Okay, so that refinancing will be done by Mudra Bank, and it is having an approach called credit plus approach. I've already told that they are giving the money to the banks who have lent to this MSMEs. They have refinanced the lost amount for the banks who have lent to MSMEs. So other than this credit, I mean like money giving, other than this credit creation, they also take part in financial literacy improvement or financial inclusion kind of activities. So it's not only about credit creation, it's about credit plus. That plus means financial literacy, like giving more skills, more financial skill to the people. Like this is the era of digital banking. Okay, so rural people may not be familiar with the new applications in the mobile and all. Okay, so this Mudra Bank will be taking initiative so that adequate skills are given to the people in the rural areas. So it's having a credit plus approach. Yeah.